Yeah, welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Reviews and reactions. Let's go. It's the Brown Boy Wonder. Hold it down, representing for the culture. Every episode brings you closer into the mind and the heart of a hustler, where the truth and the groove collide. Stay tuned in, come enjoy the ride. Keep it authentic like that, never hold back. It's the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. The Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned in. The vibe's always on.
This is the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast.
Welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Guys, we are back talking about Batman, the anime series. Of course, we're going to talk about episodes 6 through 10 of season 2. But before we get into that, let me introduce my guests for this evening. My first guest, you call her Harlequinade. It is Ray. Ray, how you doing today?
I'm okay. Please don't call me Harlequinade.
Harlequinade.
I'm trying to do something here, but my second guest,
Harlequinade.
my second guest, he put some like venom in his veins. It is Daniel. Daniel, how are you doing today?
I love drugs.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't know about that about you, but I'm glad you're here.
Me neither. I just found out.
Oh god. Well, my last guest, of course, he is not a part of the terrible trio. It is Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
I'm very happy to hear that I'm not part of the terrible trio. I'll take that. I'm doing pretty fine. Thanks for asking.
Fantastic. Look, the only thing in my mind, this is gonna be. I'll bring it back to Batman. Don't worry. But right now, on my mind at the moment, is the final Mission Impossible movie. I just watched it. I gave it 5 out of 5. But here's the thing. Ethan Hunt, aka Tom Cruise, who don't know, he is Bruce Wayne. He is Batman.
What does that mean?
Ethan Hunt has gadgets. Batman has gadgets.
True.
Ethan Hunt has a family. Batman has a family.
Okay, right. He doesn't have a team, yeah.
Yes,
These
Ethan
points
Hunt.
are getting weaker by the second.
Whoa. Ethan Hunt loses his loved ones. Batman loses his loved ones.
True. Okay, right. It sort of pushes him forward. I mean, as we learned in Dead Reckoning, right? Like the death of a loved one is kind of like what pushes him into this world in the first place. He kind of has a Joe Chill Crime Alley moment. You're right.
Yes. So Ethan Hunt is Batman. So I rest my case.
Yeah, and Jesus.
Oh.
He's a little bit like Jesus when you think about it too. So yeah, it's fair.
Ethan Hunt and then Daniel Craig's James Bond. They were both in that same pathway there.
Okay.
They're both Jesus?
There can be both. But let's get into Batman, guys. Let's get into episode 6 of season 2. The Terrible Trio, guys. I'm cutting my neck. Not cutting my neck. I'm
What?
using some hand motions. I do not like this episode. But let's get into it. 3 men. Three men wearing masks, a fox, a vulture, and a shark enter a office building, and burst open the safe. They subdue the building's security guard, Henry, who is struck by Fox's pretentious speech, Fox even drops a stack of stolen cash into the guard's lap, citing his low salary. The guard throws it back in Fox's face, and then Batman and Robin arrived. The trio slide down a grapple to a nearby pier and jump into the getaway boat. Landing on the pier, Robin starts to give it chase, but Batman yells for him to stop. Fox detonates a bomb, throwing Robin into the water. Batman has stayed behind to rescue his partner, while the trio boat speeds away. Robin is saved through, although he's suffered a broken arm. He reads a newspaper story on the thieves, whom the media call them the Terrible Trio. So, guys, we have the introduction of these three crazy guys, the Terrible Trio. What do you guys think about them?
I mean, they have a gimmick. Obviously, it's three guys in animal masks, and that's about it. But it's a gimmick of like land, air, and sea, right? There is a theme going on, which we'll dig into more with these characters. But yeah, at first glance, a bunch of guys in Halloween masks. It's a bit, I guess, underwhelming. You know, you look at these characters and you have to assume like these are like ancient comic book characters, right? Not really, but like, yeah, that's the vibe they give off.
I just don't get it. Why those animals? I mean, I get the land, I get the metaphor, but I feel like they could have been done better.
They're all predators.
What
I
animals
guess.
would you choose?
I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like you don't have a better idea.
I don't, because already this episode is I'm zoning off of this episode. What about you, Ray? Do you like these animals?
I mean, I like the animals that are chosen, but like, do I like these characters? Let's find out.
Oh, well, I guess give them. I mean, they don't have to wear masks. Just wear a ski mask. I don't know. Maybe that's more lame. Maybe their gimmick is pretty good.
Just three guys in ski masks. Yeah, I think the animal thing is at least something.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, might as well call them the Home Alone bad guys.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, I need to. A few days later, Bruce Wayne is hosting a charity event at a local country club. As the guests arrive, he practiced ski shooting on the green in the company of three wealthy young men who wear their elitism on their sleeves. Particularly Warren Lawford. Warren laments the lack of the real challenge to men like him and his fraternity brothers, Amy and Gunter, not confused with the wrestler, who've done it all and are bored with their lives. Something is fishy with this, but I don't know what it is, but we'll get into it. The guests include a wealthy businessman, Sheldon Fallbrook, and his daughter, Rebecca, who is also Sheldon's disapproval. Warren's girlfriend, along with him, and his frat brothers. She confesses that she's scared of Sheldon's reaction when he finds out what she spent on her latest shopping trip. Warren writes her a check for the amount and thanks him, mentioning that she can credit her father's account while she's out of town. He's out of town. Warren's brothers tease him, and he rejoins with a smile that Sheldon will be repaying him back. Do you guys like these fraternity brothers?
No. Listen, this might be a bit of spoiler because you've already said that you weren't a fan of this episode. I will struggle for the rest of this episode to say anything positive at all. This is a good time as any to talk about the animation in this episode.
Sure.
So the animation and a lot of the art for this episode, in my opinion, is very ugly. This is a very strange looking episode. Faces look weird. Everyone's really wide. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there's like a lot of, and this show has wide men, you know, like Gordon and Bruce, they all have wide men in trench coats. Here, everyone's very wide. So I looked into it. The studio, this is the first and only episode they ever did for Batman the Animated Series. They had done the inks and colors for previous two episodes, which obviously you guys have already discussed. It was Day of the Samurai and If You're So Smart, Why Aren't You Rich? So they did the colors for that show. but they did not do the animation. So this was the first time they did the animation. And then I think they did some for Superman later on. But yeah, this is the one and done here. And I'm thankful they never did any more because it is, I don't know, like it has that thing where with cartoons, sometimes it's okay to go off model if it looks good. You want to get expressive or lively or whatever.
Yeah.
Does not work for this one at all. It's very strange.
You know the coffin there, man. The thing is, that was the interesting fact. What you just said.
The interesting fact is that it was ugly.
Yes. Well, that night, the trio breaks into Fallbrook's apartment and cleans out his wall safe. The Vulture expresses some misgivings at robbing somebody they know, but the Fox scorns this. Then Sheldon appears with a rifle. Having not left the town at all, he lifts the phone to call the police. The trio knocks the gun out of his hands. Then Fox knocks him unconscious with a huge punch to the jaw. As a bonus, Fox takes Sheldon's diamond his pin. What? At least in this scene, the Sheldon, he's an older gentleman. He reminds me of the diabetes guy.
Wilford Brimley?
Yes, he reminds me of him. I don't know why. Maybe it's the mustache.
Fat with a mustache. All right.
Yeah, with the gun, cowboy hat. I see it. They flee in their car, but are pursued by the police. Batmobile. Batman, having heard the robbery report, they try to pull him off with grenades, and they are forced to dump the stolen cash into the street, drawing a crowd of grabbers and forcing Batman to turn aside. This scene, guys, it reminds me of Grand Theft Auto. I want a Grand Theft Auto Gotham City video game. What do you think, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, sure. It's gonna be pretty hard to pull off any heists, I think.
Oh, right, there's a guy in the way. Oh.
There's a guy.
Just some dude.
When you say it like that, though, that does sound like an interesting idea for a game where, like, it's GTA, but it's like the hardest GTA in the world because Batman is there.
You hit 4 stars and Batman shows up and punches your balls into your throat.
Oh, there's a guy. Oh, it's Batman.
Oh, it'll be tough. Well, Ray, would you rather play that game?
I don't play a lot of games. I don't know.
Or would you rather read a comic of Grand Theft Auto Gotham City?
I mean, that's just Gotham City.
Oh, true. That is true.
Thanks for playing that.
I'm sorry.
Well, Rebecca visits her father, Faja. Oh, Skyler's not here. Her father in the hospital.
Where he's not here.
I don't thank you. Where he's still not regained unconscious. Warren and Bruce also appear. Warren insists on Rebecca getting Rebecca to a retreat into the mountains to relax. After they are gone, Bruce looks closer and sees an imprint on Sheldon's face. Bruce knows who did it, so they gotta watch their asses here. At the mountain retreat, Warren and his fraternity brothers start to comfort Rebecca, who has misgiving about being so far away from her father while he is in a coma. As Warren leans in, the pin falls off of the pocket, and Rebecca recognizes it. Look, guys, I have a problem with Rebecca. Like, just be with your dad. He's in a coma. Why are you with these goofballs?
Because she makes bad choices. That's how we got here.
I did like that when this coma dad, he's like a painting because he's not gonna move, right?
Yeah,
so he's just like a background
that.
Piece. So it looks like a Looney Tunes cartoon or something. It made me chuckle. He looks like he was fake because he's not gonna move. So just paints him with the bed and the walls and everything else.
A green screen, the dad. In the Batcave, Robin identifies the mark as being made by the fraternity ring, the same one Warren is wearing. Batman checks the young men's background and finds each of them inherited family fortunes, oil, aerodynamics, and shipping, land, air, and sea. Robin wonders why three such wealthy men would want to commit robberies. Warren tells Rebecca that the robberies were a game to to just get out of their boredom. Scared, Rebecca promises not to tell on them, but Warren coldly says they can't afford to let her live. Army and Gunter object to this, but Warren shouts at them down, saying that they had no choice. He chloroforms her, made her sleepy to Rebecca, and the other two
It's a nice way to put it, but sure, alright.
Go along, and as they load her body into the car and pushes off a ledge, faking an apparent accident. So yeah, I guess there's a reason why they're called the Terrible Trio. They do these things, so that makes sense. They're just bad people.
Definitely the one. The other two were like, bro, I don't know about all that.
They're accomplices. I mean, they don't always leave.
No, like they're definitely accomplices, but one of them's clearly worse.
Worse, yeah. Well, however, the car is caught midair by a grapple from the Batwing. Batman ejects himself to capture the trio while Robin pilots the car to safety. Batman subdues Vulture and the Shark in short order, but Fox proves to be more difficult. He grabs a snowmobile from a nearby shed and makes a run for it, but Batman eventually catches him down. Warren offers Batman a bribe to let him walk, and when this is refused, he claims that he is easily buy his way out of prison and is taken away. Later, Warren is proven wrong about buying the way out of trouble, as he is ushered into the cell of Stone Gate. He takes in the cockroach infested sink and is luring hulking cellmates and backs away in terror, only to bump into the bars, which he slams shut behind him. Guys, are we giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Do we have to say? I feel like
I think we all can say at the same time.
we could try. Sure,
Okay.
Why not?
Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Thumbs down. Ray, why do you hate this episode?
Yeah.
I mean, what is there to like about this episode? Honestly, like it's not well animated. It's boring. Our villains suck.
No.
And like, yeah, all around it's just a dud.
A lot of insight. It sucks. It's bad. It stinks. It smells.
It smells and I hate it.
Also, I feel like it's waste. Yeah, go ahead.
I actually really don't have anything against this episode. I just don't think it does anything well. Like, I don't look at the villains and I'm like, oh my god, they're so terrible. Or like, and I didn't even really notice the animation, I guess. I was just like, yeah, this episode is nothing. This is like, it's like a drink of water. You know what I mean? It's nothing. I could not form an opinion one way or the other on it. I was just like, that was a thing that happened, and now I'm done with it. Cool. On to the next one.
I think it's insulting because it's wasting an episode in season 2, where season 2 has less episodes in season 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, season 1 had 60 episodes, so they're all gonna.
But season 2 only has 20, and I feel like it's wasting the space there.
I mean, that's definitely fair. I do think that 2 of the other ones we're going to talk about tonight are also not great. So,
we're
having a great season so far, I would say.
Oh, okay. Anything add on to this whack ass episode?
Whack ass episode.
The ass was whack. I can definitely say that. Yeah. I agree in terms of like it does nothing right, and that's almost more offensive if it was like laughably bad. But yeah, especially in terms of the animation, because it was something that Ray and I did notice. It was offensive on that front.
Yes.
So in a world where we aren't going to have as many more episodes, we're already over the hump. We're almost done with this style of animation for the show. It is a shame to think that we're going to be wasting any time on stuff like this when there could be more interesting stories to tell.
100%. Anthony, you just say the interesting fact, but for this one, I have two of them. So it
Oh
was
my
that
God.
one.
Surprise second trivia.
Yes, I've never done this for an episode, but for this one, I have to. The second interesting fact is Bruce Timm considers this to be the worst episode of the DC animated universe.
Wow.
There you go.
Fair.
There we go. All right, let's get out of there and let's get into episode 7. Harlequinade. Ooh, man, this might be the best one. I don't know. Joker steals an enormous bomb from a mob auction, plotting to make Gotham one big dent. Mirror Hill refuses Commissioner Gordon's request to evacuate the city, saying that they don't have enough proof that the bomb is still in Gotham to risk mass panic. Of course, Hill will do that. Not knowing who else to turn to, Batman and Gordon plan to offer Harley Quinn, who is currently in jail in Arkham Asylum, and will be a full pardon in return for helping them. Is this smart for Batman to get Harley's help?
I mean, no, probably not, but it works out, I guess. I don't know. It makes for a fun episode, but no, it's probably not a great. Hey, help me find your boyfriend who you would never betray. Yeah, that's a great idea, bud.
Well, not to give away the ending, but it seems like Batman had something of a plan. I mean, Robin definitely did. They realized her weaknesses, and it was a last resort because he literally had an atom bomb, and it's like, well,
Yeah.
we can't just fight an atom bomb. We got to find the Joker. So, under normal circumstances, you probably shouldn't trust Harley Quinn, but what are you gonna do? You got to find him.
You gotta find him. Well, Harley is cheerful and sus, but accepts the offer. She wanted to listen to the radio in the Batmobile. She activated the parachute. She first leads Batman to Joker's most recent hideout. Joker is not there, but Batman is appalled to find that Joker has the entire city under video surveillance. While he is looking at these screens, Harley changes into her usual fit, Harlequin outfit. Seemingly obvious when Joker's hyenas attack Batman. Oblivious when Joker's hyenas attack Batman. Batman holds them off with difficulty. He could have died, and Harley calls her babies to find her. Finding the hideout a dead end, Harley and Batman then crash a mob gambling party run by Boxy Bennett, where Batman is captured. As Robin sneaks into aid of Batman, Harley sings a darkly humorous number, say that we're sweethearts again, to distract the gun-toting party goers. Do you guys like this?
Really, we're blowing through this episode.
skipped,
I feel like we.
I know.
Like 10 minutes.
Yes, go ahead.
I don't even know where to begin. I like the car scene a lot of Batman and Harley in the Batmobile. I think that scene's a lot of fun. I love how angry he gets because she just starts pressing buttons and making faces and being annoying. So I think that's where this episode is at its strongest. Is Harley is still Harley. Like you sort of asked of like, is it a bad idea for him to do this? There's never a point where you think she's turning over a new leaf or doing like she still feels like her. And I love Harley in the show, obviously. So like, I enjoyed all those sort of fun character beats. It never felt like anyone was too out of character or strange. It felt like a tenuous relationship while still keeping everyone within character.
That is true, man. Look, we all love Harley, right, Ray? Don't you love Harley at this moment in this episode?
Absolutely.
All right.
That's
all she wrote.
And now Ray with the weather. It's raining sideways.
Exactly.
Well, do you guys like the song she was singing? Sweethearts Again?
I truly don't really remember it. So I guess not that well. I don't know. I guess it was fine. It's hard to sing in that voice, I imagine.
It was a little like talk singy a little bit, but it was kind of fun. It's her talking about all the horrible things that a person can do, but you still love them, which is obviously in reference to the Joker. But she's doing moves and she's jumping around and being silly and attractive at the same time. So and it's a distraction. Obviously Robin is sneaking in, doing what he can to help Batman, and it leads into a big action sequence. So I think this was it was a fun sequence because we get to see a different side of like Gotham Underground, right? We get to see like the connections that these mobsters have with the sort of like costumed villains and everything. It felt like something any kind of Batman fan would write, where we get a little glimpse and characters in a specific scenario, and then we move on. And so I thought it served its purpose well.
Yeah, 100%.
I guess the only thing that I had with it was I was like a little confused about the motivation, because I was like, okay, so she knocked him out, but then she's singing clearly to be a distraction, but then the result of it is that we just have a fist fight anyway. And it's like we could have just started with the fist fight, Harley. I don't know what the plan was.
I don't think she had a plan. I think she was like just taking whatever opportunity she had in the moment. So in the moment, she was like, I gotta let you here.
She didn't want to knock the guys out. She just really wanted to sing on stage.
I mean, I'd believe that.
She was like, it's my time. My calling is now.
She's a show person. Well, after they escape, Batman begins to lose his patience, and Harley laughs and mocks him for not having figured it out already. Joker is holding Mary Hill prisoner at his mansion, using Hill to distract the cops.
I mean, really, Batman should have seen that in that earlier scene when Merrifield was on the phone. His sleeve was purple, and he should have known what that meant.
Yeah.
So,
well, look again. Batman, he wanted to trust, but this is not a good time to trust. He's just tired of her games. Well, after handcuffing Harley in the Batmobile, over her protest, Batman and Robin sneak into the mansion grounds, finding the bomb onto the lawn, and Joker for licking in Hill's swimming pool. Oh yeah, by the way, do you love when Joker had his what's it, a rubber ducky? What do you put around your waist? Not a rubber ducky.
Well, it's like a little tube.
Inflatable
tube. Yeah.
That's the outfit I want to wear.
You want to like swimwear Joker? Like that's what you want. I mean, Joker he gets to do a different outfit later that I like as well. So
yes,
again, Joker's got some little costumes going on in this one.
Yes, well, Hill asks for Joker to make his ransom demand, and the city will gladly pay it. Joker says he's not planning to ransom the city. Instead, he's just going to activate the bomb and take care of the cops and Batman in one fell swoop. He and his goons already have an old-fashioned biplane set up on the ground to escape the explosion. Batman and Robin appear and are fighting. Oh well, when they start to fight, Harley escapes her cuffs and appears to ties up both of them. She claims that Batman attempts to hurt Joker's blow off the deal entirely. Joker is somewhat surprised to see Harley there, but cheerfully invites her to board the plane with him. He starts the bomb timer for 10 minutes. Guys, why is Batman so gullible? Why?
Why is he so gullible? What do you mean?
Like, he thought, he could trust Harley to solve this, but it looks like Harley's still with the Joker the entire time at this moment.
I don't know if he truly believed that, it's I think they were prepared for this scenario, both Batman and Robin, which we see.
I guess so.
I mean, she does just capture both of them, and then she is the one that saves the day, really. So I don't know how well they really thought it out.
At least not for this episode, but we'll see it towards the end here. Robin points out that the countdown would have left Joker enough time to swing by Arkham and save Harley. Joker laughs this off, but Harley also realizes that there isn't enough time to save their fellow inmates. Since the clock is ticking, Joker tries to override her objections, but she panics when Batman mentions their hyenas. Joker says, "I'll buy you a goldfish." I love this. And so to let's go. Harley resists and flies off without her. Harley frees Batman and Robin just as Joker circles around, staffing the ground with a plane's machine gun and dropping bombs. Batman managed to invade them, and Robin successfully defuses the bomb. Now, totally crazy, Joker sends his plane on a suicide dive towards the bomb, firing the machine gun at it, saying it's going off one way or another. But Harley fires a pinpoint shot with a spring loaded for Joker's head, hitting Joker and knocking him into a daze. He loses control of the gun and shoots his own fuselage, and the plane crashes into the mayor's mansion. As the Joker stumbles out of the wreckage, Harley levels the machine gun at him. Batman yells for her to stop, but they are too far away to prevent her. Joker try to get up, saying she doesn't have the guts to shoot him. She pulls the trigger. Joker flinches, and the flag that reads "Rat-ta-ta-ta" pops out of the barrel. Batman and Robin sighs in relief. For a moment, Harley looks afraid of Joker's reaction, and he laughs and says, "Baby, you're the greatest." They embrace each other, and their supposed romance is rekindled. That was it for the episode here. Are we giving this a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'd give this a thumbs up. It's not my favorite Harley episode, but I think there's a bunch of fun Harley stuff, and she does get to shine in it, so I do appreciate that. She has another episode this season that I think is a better spotlight, but for this, it's fun. Yeah, I liked all that stuff. Robin and Batman, they knew that she could be manipulated just by pointing out the obvious, and it's kind of reminded me of the trial episode where the attorney had brought up, like, did you know that the Joker like threw you under the bus in order to get a chance at bail? And so it's like that kind of stuff of her getting mad at him and them getting mad at each other. I think that's fun. I like the part where Joker goes into the plane and then pops out the top with his little pilot outfit on. That was very cartoony, and I liked that. And then I liked her describing her friends of like Poison Ivy and Hat Guy and Puppet Hand, and like she just all the silly names she had for her fellow inmates. I liked all that stuff. It was a fun little ending here.
I mean, yeah, we love Harley Quinn. Daniel, do you like this episode here? Is this your favorite episode?
No.
Oh.
Escalated extreme emotions.
You escalated it so far, so fast. I didn't even get to answer the first question, and you were like, "Is it the best thing you've ever seen? Did it make you cry?" No, yeah, I like it. I think it's a lot of fun. I wouldn't say it's my favorite episode ever, but I don't think anyone was expecting it to be.
All right. Ray, do you watch this episode every day?
Every day?
Every day.
No, I don't watch it every day. I do enjoy the episode. I like it a lot. I wouldn't go that far with my love of the episode, though.
I feel like these aggressive questions are making our yeses sound less positive.
Well, I'll say this. It's a thumbs up for me. I always love when Batman pairs with an odd person, like the one episode with Harley Bullock and some other crazy people. And he's pairs up with Quinn. And I feel like an odd pairing is always fun to see. I'm giving that a thumbs up. I don't have an interesting fact for this episode.
All right.
I'm sorry.
We had two for the last one.
Yeah, so I'm giving you guys a break here. But don't worry. Let's get into episode. So far, look, we're now in season 2, about to begin into episode 8. Are we loving season 2 so far? Because right now it's been hit and misses.
I mean, the last week's batch of episodes had some good ones in there. I think I may have given one thumbs down. I can't remember, but there were some good ones here, and I, not to spoil anything, but looking ahead to next week, I know that there's some really good episodes next week, so you guys are going to be in for a treat. I'm not on that episode, sadly, but yeah, this week, if you were only to watch these episodes, you may have a very negative opinion about season 2 and be like, "Oh my god, what happened?" Because this is, we talked to Harlequinade, and that's a good episode, but yeah, as we all said, it's not our favorite episode by any means. So, I mean, yeah, we'll get into these. I can understand them being nobody's favorite episodes.
I mean, well, let's get into episode 8 here. Then it is called "Time Out of Joint." Bruce and Dick sit through a charity auction featuring a antique clock from the reign of Louis the 16th. Meanwhile, he's back. Temple Fugate, the Clock King, from the shadows, walks up into the building. He disappears after pushing a device on his hip. He enters into the building, and the clock disappears as soon as it's sold. Outside, Fugate holds the clock and is pleased with the trial run. He then throws the clock into the trash. Are you guys happy that the Clock King is back? We thought he died in his debut episode.
I would have been okay if he had.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I did not personally think that, but yeah, it's I didn't know he came back, I really didn't. I know as far off spoilers for a show we're not even planning on doing, but in Justice League Unlimited, he shows up as part of the Suicide Squad, Task Force X. So he makes it pretty damn far into the DC universe, but yeah, I completely forgot that he showed up again in Batman the Animated Series, because I really liked that first Clock King episode. It's one of my favorites. Right. I think it's a really solid, simple story. So I'd say there's a good reason I forgot he came back. He's got a new outfit. He's in all black this time, as opposed to brown. So I guess that's something.
Again, look, Bruce wears his brown suit.
Yeah,
we have Clock King wearing his,
He can't wear the brown suit. That's Bruce's thing. That's kind of
infringement. Good point.
So I think the black looks good on him. He looks sleek. He looks sleek here.
All right.
Later, Batman and Robin watches a security tape with Commissioner Gordon. Watching in slow motion, they see the hand appears behind the clock just before it disappears. This rules out the possibility of there being you guys remember, the Invisible Man. And helps to confirm that it is Fugate himself. Dick swears he saw for a moment during the auction is behind the heist. Batman warns Gordon to watch the mayor. Remember, Fugate hates the mayor. Elsewhere, a scientist named Dr. You guys gotta help me out here. Wakatati? I think that's what you said.
I thought it was like Wataki or something. Like I'll look it up real quick. I know the voice actor, because I was like, I know that voice. That voice sounds familiar. It's the same voice actor as Kingpin from the Spider-Man cartoon in the 90s. So I was like, that voice is so specific and so like deep, and like, who is that? That is Kingpin. So that's if anyone out there was watching this episode being like, that sounds familiar, that's why.
Oh. Dr. Wakatati.
What are you?
Wakatati.
What?
Wakati. Taika Waititi. Yeah, that's
Wakatiti. You made Thunder, that terrible Thor movie. What was his name again? Dr. Wakati.
Wakati.
Dr. Wakati checks on his tests with devices that alter time. Cool. One device has slowed down the descent of an iron ball to a point where it falls at a rate of 1/10 of a millimeter per week. Another device accelerates the growth of a plant so that it grows from a seed and dies within seconds. Just then, Fugate, under the disguise of Wakati's butler, Harold, enters and walks in to talk to him about the device. Wakati has plans for the device, but is worried that people may not yet be ready to make a proper use of this discovery. Later on, Fugate takes the time device and heads out to meet Mayor Hill. Do you guys see Fugate's little eyes? He looks like he's enjoying this.
His little eyes. He does. He's one of those
eyes.
classic characters who has dot eyes. So that's nice.
Yeah, like little beady eyes. They're always up to something. Hill isn't worried about Fugate, thinking that he's well protected by a police task force. However, Fugate turns on his device and everything seems to be frozen in time. He makes his way up to the mayor's office and slowly knocks on the door. Knock, knock. The knocks come so quickly that it sounds like a machine gun firing. Okay, I said it slowly then. So it's like knock, 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 knock.
That's funny.
Fugate starts to hassle the mayor, preventing him from calling for help or escaping. However, Batman and Robin jump in and try to stop him. Unfortunately, they are no match for Fugate's device and are unable to catch him and only manage to drive him off. Anthony, I know you despise Mayor Hill out of everyone in this episode here, but do you think the Claw King should stop harassing Mayor Hill?
Oh no, certainly not. I'm rooting for the guy. Maybe someday he'll actually get to him. It's not today, sadly, but I mean, listen, when you're so obsessed about a guy who made you late to your court hearing and you work for a man that has some sort of like time manipulation device so that you could like, that's dedication. That's all I'm trying to say. Is that's dedication, and we can't hate on that here. So yeah, maybe someday Mayor Hill will finally get what he deserves, but it's not today.
We're in the second season, man. When will he get it?
I really hope we find out. I have no idea. It's a shame.
Uh,
I'll write that comic.
okay, thank you. Ray, do you? I never asked the question. Ray, do you love Mayor Hill?
No,
Okay,
he's a bad mayor.
okay, but I forgot if you loved him or hate him. Okay, you hate him. While escaping down this, yeah, only there's no in the middle. While escaping down the stairs, Fugate trips over a woman who had fallen on the stairs earlier and breaks the device. The angry woman starts to smack him with her purse, and now the police notice him and try to stop him. But Fugate manages to get the device to work again. Escaping from both Batman and the police, Fugate notices the Batmobile and gets an idea. Back in the mayor's office, Batman and Robin looks at the broken pieces of Fugate's device. Batman believes that Fugate didn't make the device and is determined to find out who did. Fugate returns to the house of the scientist and finds that Wakati is in his room. Fugate reveals that he's been using the device and plans to use it on the doctor. Meanwhile, Batman and Robin determine where Fugate may have gone, that he's using Dr. Wakati's technology. They make their way up towards Wakati's home, but a time device planted on their car activates and traps them in a bubble of slow time. Cars start passing them as streaks, hours start passing like minutes, and according to Batman, if they are hit by one of the cars, they will trigger an atomic explosion. Finding the time device. Finding the time device, Batman destroys it with a grapple gun, and they escape the trap. They then calculate that they were trapped for 48 hours, making it hard for them to hurry up. What are you guys' thoughts on this scene here? I thought it was pretty cool. It reminds me of that one movie, Clock Stoppers, kind of like that.
Oh, Clock Stoppers. Okay, well now you've changed my entire perspective because I thought this was a pretty good execution. I thought this whole episode feels very like Silver Age concept. Like you think of those like wacky Batman covers where it's like Batman in zebra outfit or Batman with like rainbow suits. Like that, it felt kind of like late Golden Age, early Silver Age to me, where it's like Batman and Robin are stuck in time. I thought this handled that as best as it could within the context of this show. So them kind of being stuck there with the lights going past and them talking about where it's like last time I checked, E equals MC squared still exists. So
Yes.
I liked that. But now that you say Clock Stoppers, I love Clock Stoppers. That's a great film. One of my all-time favorite films ever made by a human being on this planet. So yeah, now that you say that, this is even more like loved in my heart. So thank you. Thank you for changing my mind on the podcast.
Look,
See, but on the opposite side, you made it worse for me because you didn't say Minutemen. That would have done it, but you really just really turned it around. Yeah,
Minutemen.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Who is the main actor in Minutemen? Is the guy from Hannah Montana?
Bro, I don't know.
Oh,
It's not a good movie. What do you want from me?
I don't
You
know.
would have changed my mind if you said Minutemen. Well, who's in it? I don't know. Some guy. I don't know.
You would really change my mind. You said one movie that I didn't care about at all. If you had said a different movie that I didn't care at all, maybe that would have affected me. Wow.
Ray, do you know any time travel movies that you love?
No.
I own Clock Stoppers on Blu-ray.
I have it on DVD.
You gotta get the Blu-ray. Maybe there's a 4K release coming down the road.
Oh, you know me. There's got to be a 4K release.
God.
Don't worry, Daniel. I'll get a Minuteman 4K deluxe edition. Don't worry, I'll get that.
Good. Yeah, that's really what I want and need.
Thank you. Well, thinking that he's free from his enemies, Fugate goes to the new courthouse opening where the mayor is to celebrate its opening by pounding a hammer onto the podium. Activating his device, Fugate attaches a bomb to the podium and steps back. Meanwhile, Batman and Robin makes their way to Dr. Wakati's home and finds that he's been frozen in slow time by his own device. They free him and discover that Fugate plans to kill the mayor and at the new courthouse. However, the dedication will take place just in 2 minutes. Unfortunately, there is no phone or reception for cell phones and radios in the area. Batman grabs one of the time devices and tells the doctor to teach them how to use it. Using the time devices, Batman and Robin speeds down the road. Meanwhile, the courthouse dedication continues with Fugate watching. Wanting to savor the moment, he activates the time device, but Batman and Robin arrived. Unfortunately, they are too late to stop the triggering of the bomb. Batman grabs the bomb and uses his time device to slow down the explosion and rushes into the river. That's a lot of Batman plots. He just gets the bomb and go to the water. While Batman takes care of the bomb, Robin easily captures Fugate. Later, with Fugate arrested, Dr. Wakati says that the people are not ready for his invention and won't share it at all. Oh man. Are we giving this episode a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I feel like I'm sort of where Daniel was with the Terrible Trio, where I didn't find this episode horribly offensive or wrong. It wasn't particularly interesting. And as someone who loved the last Clock King episode, this did not provide that same sort of like interesting feeling. I mentioned earlier, it feels kind of like a retro comic booky idea, and I think they executed as best as they could. So I'll give it the faintest, thumbs up. Like whatever the lowest passing grade is, I will give it that. I did not hate this episode, and I think that's what saves it.
Oh, okay. Well, what about you, Daniel? Do you like time travel?
Do you like time? The concept of
man, I guess I don't know. This episode didn't do anything for me. I'd give it a thumbs down. I think that it's. I think it is honestly just about as bad as the previous episode for me. where it's just like I don't care about what's happening here. Like I see the clocking and I clock out. That's where I'm at.
Ooh.
I don't care about this character. I think it's ridiculous that he's like, oh, he was late to court one time and now he can manipulate time because he works for an old man with the weirdest and most unfortunate head shape I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I look at it and I'm like, this feels like this shouldn't be a Batman thing. Like this feels like a Flash villain more than anything else for some reason to me. I'm like, this feels like it's in the wrong comic book. But I don't know. I didn't even like hate that. I was just like not interested and pretty bored.
No, I get it, Daniel. I get it. What about you, Ray? Is clocking not working for you?
For this episode, clocking is not working for me. I like his first episode. I think that's really good. Yeah. He's currently in the comics, and they're doing some interesting things with him, and I like that. But this episode does not work. Maybe if this episode had the soundtrack of Clock Stoppers, I would give it a thumbs up. But it does not. So it gets like it's like the opposite. It gets the most of a failing, or like just barely a failing grade, because it's just kind of nothing.
Damn. Okay. Well. Okay. So I got a thumbs up. I got a thumbs down. I got a thumbs down. Look. Again, when we watched the first episode of Clock King, I was like, man, who the hell is this guy? But he, of course, you guys teach me like, oh, he's an old villain back in the day. So I not read some, but I skimmed some of his work, and I'm like, he should be in a live action film. But for this episode, I'll give it a thumbs up. No. I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up.
I thought we were going to have to call Larry David and let him know that he doesn't have to come into work. But
oh no, Larry, if you hear us, be him. But no, this is cinema for the Clock King fans. If you love the Clock King, these 2 episodes are for you.
Okay. All right, damn, that's the highest praise this episode has ever gotten in its whole life. All right,
I got to. Well, I do have an interesting fact for this episode. The word time is spoken 12 times throughout the episode, not counting the words timer, timely, and timepiece, which is said twice.
Oh, 12 like hours on the clock, right?
Yes. Oh. There you go. That's pretty. I think that's the most interesting fact.
There you go. That gives it a passing grade.
There we go. All right. Well, let's get out of the clocking's clock here. Let's get into. Let me take that back. Let's get into episode 9, Catwalk. While looking at an exhibit of stuffed black leopard, Selena Kyle thinks about how she used to be Catwoman. She called herself a cat that walked alone. Oh, like Batista. Until she met Batman. She had to promise not to be Catwoman anymore to remain free. Do you guys like this dreamy flashback we get here right from the start?
Do I like it? That seems like a strong word. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. It is kind of a bit more dreamlike. It's very exaggerated, and that's fun. I don't remember when the last time we saw Catwoman was, so I don't know if the fans need a recap of who this person is, but like that's basically what it is. It's like if this is your first time tuning in, this is who Catwoman is. It does kind of feel like that, so interesting.
Yeah, it's like how Mission Impossible always gives you a flashback, like in each movie. It's kind of like that. Well, which is good because there's again 8 movies, so I'm glad they give us that. Sure. After after she remembers, Selena looks at an exhibit of extinct animals. While she does this, both Bruce Wayne and Veronica Virland notices her. Veronica tries to be friendly and explains that the museum's conservation hall has been built in honor of her grandfather, Staten Virulent. Selena is upset and counters by saying that hunters like Stanton caused the extinction of many animals on display. She then leaves the museum claiming she doesn't fit in. I think we need to cancel Veronica Virulent, right? She first tricked Penguin. She bought some worry men. And now she's doing this. So she should get out of here.
All right. That's fair points. Fair points all around.
I think everyone should get out of here. This town's crazy.
That's true. That's true.
That's true. Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. Once outside, she is abducted by Rhino. Not from Craven. Who shoves her into a black car. Inside the car, she finds the ventriloquist and Scarface. Scarface proposed that Selena steal some jewels from the Virulents and to get some revenge for the animals. Unable to deny her desire to be Catwoman, Selena agrees. Do you guys like this duo of Scarface and Selena here?
It's interesting. It's unique. Scarface is such a fun type of villain, and I like how they play him in this show. So I can't be mad at that. And I like how much Selena laughs at him in this scene at first. Like, she's not buying it. She's not really. She's not here to play into his delusions or anything like that. Which I like. I think Catwoman, because she's not crazy, right? She doesn't belong in Arkham. Like, that's not a place Catwoman would be. I think it makes sense for her to be confronted by some of these characters and for her to kind of brush them off as like, yeah, sure, whatever. Kind of makes her a bit more unique in terms of the rogues when she's able to kind of, be different in that way.
Is she more sane than the others? If you think about it,
she's a thief. She doesn't have delusions or anything like that. She's 100% sane.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I mean, that's why we love to see Batman and Catwoman together. They make the perfect pairing there.
I see how it is. You think crazy people don't deserve love?
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying. Well, it depends on the crazy. Like, how crazy are you?
I think the ventriloquist does not deserve love.
There you go.
I don't trust that man. And when if you move in with him and he's going to start carving all the chairs into dummies, and then the dummies are going to try and shoot you, and he's going to be like, "It's not me, it's the chair," and it's just a terrible home relationship. You can't hang out with that guy.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, again, like there's a lot of wood cravings on the ground. You got to clean that up with a Roomba. I get it. All right, well, that night, Catwoman enters into the museum and goes directly for some jewels. Fearing that Selena is busy with the jewels, Scarface and his men attack the museum and has Catwoman trapped inside. While she manages to escape both museum security and the police outside, she's been spotted and blamed for the robbery. Guys, Selena Kyle cannot catch a break in all these episodes. Returning home, Catwoman finds that Batman is there waiting for her. Ooh. She makes up a story about going back to apologize for her rudeness and finding the museum was being robbed. She then donned her costume to investigate. Batman insists that Catwoman goes back to authorities and explain her story. Returning to the museum, Batman and Catwoman finds that some of the stuffed extinct animals are missing. Catwoman now realizes that what Scarface was after. Batman hears her what she was talking about and realizes that she's not telling him the whole truth. Catwoman attacks Batman and makes her escape to seek vengeance against Scarface, unaware that Batman has planted a tracer on her. Again, Bruce being gullible again. He's always trusting the wrong people.
Catwoman's a little different because it's Catwoman.
Yeah, true.
You know?
That is true. I'll be gullible too. Catwoman Catwoman makes her way to Scarface's hideout, where he's busy trying to fence the stolen animals. However, her cat gives her away, and Scarface drops the log she's hiding onto a sawmill. Catwoman is knocked out, lying on a conveyor belt leading to a circular saw. Her cat wakes her, and she's able to escape the saw, but she is unable to escape Rhino. With Catwoman captured, Scarface prepares to have her killed, but Batman shows up and saves her ass.
Golly.
There's a line Catwoman says. I'm gonna repeat it. She said, "I don't know if I should bite you or kiss you." And Batman said, "Later." That's
He wasn't ruling any out. Confirmed Batman's a freak.
Yes, exactly.
He
Freak
likes
mode activated.
There's a little bit of biting. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind for when I'm making out with Batman.
I was gonna say I think the bat suit was a bit more of a giveaway, but sure, we'll go with the biting part.
He walks around in leather like a good old daddy, and all of a sudden he's got to be into biting, just because that's almost certainly true.
Well, also bats love to bite, right? They're
I don't know what
vampires.
bats like. I don't hang out with those guys. They've got a real upside down
like to
viewpoint on
bite.
life.
All right. Let's back it up. Let's go.
Yeah, we have to.
There we go, baby.
I'm glad Ray hasn't said anything. I guess she agrees.
She might be dead. I don't know.
Are you okay, Ray?
I thought we were moving
What?
on. Also, like
Oh, that's true.
most
We're moving
bats eat fruit, so
on. Oh, so they use their teeth then, or their
Most creatures use their teeth.
they use their teeth. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
Well, free to act on her own while Batman fights Rhino, Catwoman now turns the table and throws Scarface onto the saw. The ventriloquist is determined to save Scarface and attacks Catwoman. Managing to get away from the controls, he stopped the treadmill and saves his master. However, Catwoman drops a set of logs onto Scarface, killing him. Still unsatisfied, Catwoman prepares to kill the ventriloquist, but Batman stops her. I just want to point out, Scarface is toast. He's flattened. He's dead.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the Scarface episodes is you always know at the end a puppet's gonna get cooked. 100% of the time, that dude's getting his ass beat.
You can do whatever you want to him. Yeah, it's perfect.
Oh. Well, Batman prepares to take Catwoman in, but she throws a stuffed Tasmanian tiger into flames. Knowing he can't allow the last of the Tasmanian tigers to die, Batman goes after it and Catwoman escapes. Batman shakes his head, visibly sad and disappointed. Catwoman now considers herself to be, as she said from the beginning, the cat who walks by herself. Guys, are we giving this episode a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'll give it a
tricky
thumbs
one
up.
here.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it well enough. I don't generally like Scarface. I think he's lame and a doo-doo head. But in this episode, I think he's fine. Because it's mostly just Catwoman doing Catwoman stuff. And I like I do think the relationship between her and Batman's a little weird here, where he feels like very possessive in a way that's not fair. He's like, you can't do your stuff, even though everything I'm doing is also technically super illegal. And it feels very like domineering in a way that I'm not into, but also like he's Batman. That's sort of his thing.
Okay. Well, what about you, Ray? Do you love this catwalk?
I wouldn't say I love it, but I do like this episode. Catwoman tends to not have very good episodes in this series.
True.
So I definitely feel like this is as far as I've seen, the strongest one for her. This episode also has like a lot of fun like facial expressions in it. Like when they're in the car, she's making faces left and right, and it's like just great to watch the animation. and I love Scarface's cute little chubby cheeks. He's so adorable.
I love watching his chubby cheeks get blown the fuck out by a falling log, Final Destination style.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, Batman definitely just lets her get away because it's a stuffed tiger. It's not a real one.
No.
Who cares? Like, you can
It's
just
not a
make
living
a fake
creature.
one. Yeah, it's not like she threw an actual cat down there, to which then she would have like saved it last second. So, I mean, yeah, I like this episode.
Wait, hold on. I get to do the Ray thing. Actually, a Tasmanian tiger's not a cat. It's a
But
marsupial.
it says tiger. It says
It's a
tiger right in the
marsupial.
title.
Doesn't it don't matter. She knows animals.
It
She should
doesn't
know that.
matter. It's extinct. It could be whatever I want it to be.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yep.
True.
I
They
have
don't have
voted the
rights
Tasmanian
anymore.
tiger is now a lizard. It's now a crab.
If I
Well-
so say it.
well, Anthony, do you for this episode, do you rather walk on the catwalk with?
Do you want to be
Catwoman here?
kissed or bitten?
There we go. Good question. Do you want me to kiss or bite the hell out of your head?
Do I want to be Kiss?
Yeah. Do the
Sure.
Gene
I
Simmons
mean,
real fast.
yeah, I have no problem with cat ladies of any kind. Of course not. No, but
Hmm.
I would say the Catwoman episodes, as I already said, she doesn't have the strongest outings, but her as a character is always really fun to see, and so I feel like that's what saves a lot of her appearances, because I really like her just because she's fun.
Right.
And she's not perfect. She fails a lot, and she gets caught and all these things, and yeah, I liked her making up this story on the spot from her being like, "Oh no, I went there and I happened to have my Catwoman suit in the car, and that's all." And then immediately is like, "Yeah, bye." And then she was gonna kill that puppet, and then she did kill the puppet. So that's
Hell yeah.
a-okay in my book, because I like Scarface, and I like that he's a puppet that can die. That's a really fun concept, and I like seeing it. So I'd give it a thumbs up. It's not a strong thumbs up. It's stronger than the previous ones I gave in terms of like what was the Clock King episode. It's better than that, of course, but
Hmm.
yeah, it's a fine enough episode. I enjoyed it.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm also giving this a thumbs up as well. But I feel like the ending kind of rushed it a little bit. I don't know. I feel like it kind of hurried it there. But throughout the episode, I liked it. Again, when it comes to having a lot of villains in one episode, it could be really bad or really good, just like the trial episode. But I feel like this is manageable.
All right.
I do have an interesting fact for this one here. The overseas animation studio, which produced this episode, perhaps not realizing that Scarface was made out of wood, they created the puppet far more than he was necessary. His facial features move far more than any ventriloquist dummies possibly could.
That
That's
is
why you
true. I
got
had
them
that
cute
thought.
cheeks.
Yeah, he's a bit rubbery. I was not here for the debut episode of the ventriloquist, so I didn't have it in my head like what this show's continuity was, but I did notice that. I was like, he's just fucking moving. That's not a puppet. He's just a rubber little man.
Well, RIP Scarface. We don't know if we'll see him again, but bye. But let's get into the juggler for these episodes here.
What?
It is episode 10. It is called Bane.
Ooh.
After being we'll get into the end. Don't worry, Daniel. I heard a lot of I don't think you like this episode, but okay.
What? No,
After
I went,
being-
you said Bane, and I went, ooh.
Oh,
Like he's been punched by Bane. Ooh. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. Are you okay?
He
Oh,
died.
I think-
Okay.
You died. Okay.
Bane got him.
No, Bane, stop. After being crossed with the utmost time by Batman, Rupert Thorne decides to hire the chemically powered assassin Bane to eliminate the Dark Knight once and for all. Upon arriving in Gotham, Bane strikes up a friendship with Thorne's secretary, Candace, and meets with Thorne, who pays him a suitcase full of diamonds. Rather than rushing in, Bane is curious to know how Batman fights. Decides to tail the secretly escaped killer Croc to the construction yard, where Croc is already on the run from Batman and Robin. Bane confronts Croc in the sewer and brutally beats him, knocking him the hell out. To leave his calling card, Bane literally smashes up the front of the Batmobile with his bare, meaty hands. Guys, we have our first introduction of this version of Bane. What do you guys think about this luchador?
I like that he's
full luchador.
smart
Yeah.
and not just like growling and drooling. Like,
True.
oh no, it's all frozen. I think my internet
yeah.
might be acting real bad. I don't know if I'm even coming through.
No, you're coming through.
We hear
We
you.
can hear you now. So.
Okay.
What were you saying, Daniel? What you just said?
No, I just said I like him. I had more explanation, but I don't want. If my internet's eating butt, I don't want to go on too long.
He likes that he speaks and he doesn't just stand there and growl.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah, this is obviously one of the most like quickest comic to adaptation of a character ever, as far as I'm aware. Because this would have been like a year, if that, in terms of comic to cartoon. From what I understand, this was like a big push from Warner Brothers. The studio wanted them to adapt Bane, and the people at the show did not want to do Bane. But considering that, I think they did a really good job. Yeah, he's intelligent, he's intimidating. I know they had to give him a mouth because they felt like he needed to express more, and so they give him a mouth for there. But I like the detail that they gave him a nose with the mouth to give it that sort of luchador mask feel. Like,
Right.
it gives it a bit more lucha feel, which obviously we can all appreciate here. So, in terms of first impressions, brand new character, I like him.
He's great. Look, his voice is so smooth. It's so soothing, and it's like so like feels like he's a philosophy major or something. It's so good. Also, like at least in wrestlers or luchadors in Mexico, when they wear a suit with a mask, I'm like that looks good. So when Bane wears a suit here with his mask, it's like, dude, this guy. It's like Penta. Like every time you see Penta wearing a suit, it's like that looks good on him. I like it.
Oh yeah, I mean any traditional sort of luchador out in public, like they look awesome. It makes it feel real, like it matters.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Well, we love Bane here. But again, look, everyone knows Bane from The Dark Knight Rises, Tom Hardy's version. But I don't think kids these days know the original adaptation, the luchador, Bane.
Kids these days probably don't know the Dark Knight Rises one either, to be fair.
Oh, don't say that, please. Don't say that.
It was a while
They gotta
ago.
know
I
something.
think Gen Z would have been like 6 when that came out. Gen Alpha wasn't born.
Gen
We're old,
Alpha.
Abrar.
No.
no. Talking about this 30-plus-year-old show. No.
I love this Bane. I wish they bring him back into real life, but you never know. We might see that.
I wish they'd make Bane real. Somebody out there, please make Bane real.
I mean, also, okay.
If only luchadors existed.
I mean, as Daniel mentioned, the growling from Batman and Robin, the movie. People know that Bane and then Tom Hardy's, but they don't know this Bane we have here.
That's fair.
Well,
I think,
are you
yeah.
watching current stuff? Because, when he does show up, he is back to being a luchador.
Okay.
What do you mean watch current stuff? What are you watching? What are you referring to?
I'm saying every other cartoon that Bane has shown up in
Oh,
since
cartoon. Abrar wants
Yeah.
a good person. Abrar wants him to show up in like the new James Gunn universe or something. Like he wants this Bane to show up in like a big movie. That's what he wants.
Well,
not a cartoon.
if it's James Gunn led, it's probably very likely that it will be this. So
Perfect. That's what I want. I want this Bane here. Okay, I need to get off my hinges here.
What?
Batman visits Croc in Arkham for details on the mysterious helper, and Croc, with a bit of persuasion, describes his attacker as a huge man with a South American accent. He had tubes wired into his head, which pumps up twice as big. Imagine a tag team. I'm sure there's in the comics. The tag team of Killer Croc and Bane. What do you call these? What's their tag team name here?
Oh, what's a Killer Croc? That's a good question.
Killer Croc would also make a good wrestler, and I think he's done wrestling at some point. I feel like I've seen him in a ring before.
well, yeah, he
So
started
this
out
does
as a
Like a circus guy.
sideshow freak, wrestling
Oh, yeah.
like crocodiles and gators.
I mean, he's part of in his debut episode. He was part of the Federation, so he is a wrestler.
Oh,
yeah.
for the Fed.
Yeah,
That's right.
so that had to be a tag team. Okay, how
Probably
about
had
this?
him wrestling like Bastion Booger though.
No. How about Lucha Crocodiles?
That's the most boring name you could have possibly. Like you literally just took the one defining word from each, and we're like, what if we just stuck those next to each other?
Don't worry, I'll get yeah.
We don't have to worry about it because, like, the reason why Croc is in this is because that's how Bane shows that he's strong. He defeats the other strong guy. They're never meant to be a team. They're always adversaries.
Oh, I got one. Okay, let's talk it out.
Okay, all right, okay.
The Jawbreakers.
Okay.
Because Killer Croc, his whole thing is his jaw, right? Like he's got a crocodile jaw. And
Sure,
Bane's
sure.
whole thing is that he breaks. Like, he screams in this episode, like, I will break you.
Yes.
The Jawbreakers.
And then they come down to the ring to the Ed, Edd and Eddie theme song. We figured it out. It all makes sense. We've connected
Yeah.
the dots.
Fan art of them
Let's have their finishing move, the lucha. Never mind. Okay, I like it. Jawbreaker is good.
Well, okay. Killer Croc's
I like
finishing move would have to be some kind of death roll. Like, that feels obvious. I
yeah.
don't know how you
Croc roll.
make that a wrestling move, but it's got maybe a submission hold that's just like really mobile and involves rug burn.
or the crocodile can do the worm like how Otis does. Does that?
Wow. Have you ever seen it? Yeah, you know what? It doesn't matter.
I mean, a death roll's an actual thing, and then you just changed it to a
No, it's fine.
completely
We moved
different
on.
animal.
We went to the worm, and I don't have the. We can't relitigate it. We don't have time.
Don't worry, we got Killer Croc and Bane in this episode. And I'm happy. Back at the Batcave, Batman relates Croc's description with records of Project Gilmesh, a scientific experiment in a Cuban prison to create super soldiers, which resulted in Bane. Given Bane's high fee, Batman quickly hits on Thorns as the only one of his enemies with enough money to hire the assassin. Meanwhile, Bane and Candace grow closer, plotting to overthrow and kill Thorn to take over his criminal empire. Robin spies on Thorn and Bane with binoculars from a nearby building as Batman tails Candace and now in the now repaired Batmobile. Unfortunately, Bane sneaks up behind Robin and a rooftop chase ensues. Robin holds his own, but is eventually caught and knocked out by the chemically enhanced behemoth. I guess we mentioned already. We see the fight of this Bane here. Who would win in the fight? This Bane or Tom Hardy's Bane?
This Bane.
Probably this Bane. He's a lot bigger.
He's a cartoon character. You know what I mean? Like, that's already not a fair fight.
Can we tell Bane, or can we tell Tom Hardy Bane is one weakness? Is that allowed, or does he have to figure that out on his own?
He got to figure it out on his own.
Okay.
Well, but then
yeah,
Tom
they're
Hardy's
probably
Bane's one weakness is pretty bad too. He can't take the thing off, or he starts having flashbacks to his abuse years.
Oh, true.
Is that what
true.
happens? He has flashback. It's not just the pain
Yeah.
itself is
No.
physically bad.
As soon as he has an oral fixation that keeps the trauma away.
Mm.
Okay, like a big pacifier. Okay.
Yeah.
But do you remember?
That's what it is.
Okay.
Do you remember Tom Hardy's his fast hands who's punching Batman and hits the wall? He's
That
fast.
part's cool. Yeah, I get that. You know that's the thing. They're both these Banes are dead. So like we'll never find out. We'll never know the answer.
True.
Forget about Batman Robin's Bane. That guy's he's dumb. He's dead actually. No, he's
the wrestler who played him. Yeah. Maybe.
yeah.
He's dead in real life.
Was that Vader?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it was not Vader.
Who was it? Hold on.
Moving on.
Well, Batman follows Candace to her apartment and starts questioning her about Bane. Candace says to him that Bane is fascinated by him, knows everything about him, and Bane's biggest dream is to defeat him. Just as Candace mocks Batman for not realizing that Bane is spying on him too, Batman receives a call from Bane himself, saying that he has kidnapped Robin. For proof, leaving his costume shirt on a nearby satellite dish for Batman to see, and ordering Batman to come by. As Batman flies, Candace leaves for the same destination. Did Bane rip out Robin's clothes? Is Robin nude right now?
I mean, yes, we see
He's
that later. Well, not
shirtless.
nude, but yeah, he's got his circus tights pulled up to his belly button for warmth, presumably.
Gotta hurt. On the ship, the Rose's Thorn, Bane has chained Robin to a crane and tied weights around his legs. He then lowers the crane into the ship's hold, which is filling with water, H2O. Batman arrives and Bane pumps himself up and duels with Batman. This is my favorite part here. While Bane brute strength far exceeds Batman's speed and agility allows him to stay ahead. Guys, they were doing all the wrestling moves here. Batman did 2 Hurricaneanas, Bane did a clothesline and a spine buster. Eventually, Batman uses a harpoon gun to send Bane flying off the ship into the water. Batman then attempts to free Robin, which he manages to do just as in a rage. Bane returns and resumes the fight, kicking Robin back into the pool. Robin beckons to Candace, who calmly removes her shoes and jumps into the water to fight him. Dude, do we consider Candace standing on business in her own terms?
No, she's just horny.
He's a freak.
Yeah, we're talking about freaks earlier with Batman. Come on, what are we doing here?
Hey, I understand, Candace. I understand.
Guys, Andy's got that accent. Ooh-wee.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Batman holds his own against Bane, but the Giant proves to be too much for the Cape Crusader and literally beats him helpless. He demands that Batman beg for mercy, which Batman refuses. Bane raises him into the air. Guys, we know how this goes. Preparing to break him over his knee. However, Batman jams a battering into the Venom control on Bane's wrist, and the Venom starts pumping into Bane's body non-stop, literally inflating him, just as Bane seems to be at the point of exploding within. Batman pulls the tube out of Bane's head, and Bane deflates, exhausted and without his strength. Meanwhile, Robin wins the fight against Candace, who flees back to Thorn. Bane's eyes were popping.
Yeah, literally.
I kind of feel bad for him.
Well, he's doing some bad stuff. He wasn't exactly a good person.
No, but if you're seeing someone going through that pain, just help him out. I don't
He
know.
doesn't beg for help.
What do you think are the odds that Batman hit the thing and then it started inflating him or whatever? And Batman was just like, his internal monologue was like, "Oh damn, oh crap, oh no, I didn't know.
God.
I'm so sorry. What have I done?"
Very,
could
very
happen.
possible.
Well,
If you do that, I'd be like, oh, I thought we was playing.
Well, Batman and Robin carried the weakened Bane back to Thorne's office, and Batman taunts Thorne for not giving him a better challenge. God damn. Batman also plays a recording of Candace's conversation with Bane, discussing their plans to murder Thorne next. Satisfied, Batman leaves the office as Thorne turns angrily on the adventurous secretary as Batman walked away, leaving the building. Guys, do we give this Bane episode a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'll say thumbs up. Obviously, Nightfall, the story is this big storyline in the comics. Bane has this huge introduction, and it's got the sort of sequel series of like Night Quest and Night's End with Azrael. Like, it is a big sprawling epic. But if you're just going to do it in one episode, I think this is about as best as you're going to do it. You have Bane being intelligent. You've got Bane being physical. He uses a villain to like figure out Batman's moves. He's been studying him like from prison. Like all that stuff is true to the character, and they do a good job. And even knowing that like the people working on the show did not want to do this episode, this was not something they wanted to do. Right. Even with that, they did a good job with it. Like knowing that, it actually makes it seem even better because they didn't half-ass it. They didn't just like throw in the towel. They really did give a pretty solid version of Bane, even though I think this is, in terms of this design and everything, this is the one time we see him. He does not come back until, I believe, next season. So that's a one and done for Bane.
Right. Daniel, do you like to inject venom in your veins here for this episode?
Yeah, you drug addict, Daniel. Admit it here on the air.
I can neither confirm nor deny. Although I did recently find out that one guy who was injecting a snake venom into his veins for like a ton of years trying to become immune to snake bites actually created an antibody in his own body that scientists are now using to create like the first universal antitoxin. So that's kind of neat.
Ooh, okay. Shout out to him.
That's right. I turned your stupid question into an even stupider answer.
That's good.
I liked this episode. It was good. I like Bane. I think he's funny. I love that the lady saw him and immediately fell in love because, like, same bro. Like, I don't know. It's a good one. Thumbs up.
All right. Well, Ray, do you wear a mask while you watch these episodes?
No, I wear glasses so I can see them. I like this
Ray
episode.
refused to wear a mask during COVID, confirmed.
That is not true. How dare you?
God damn.
Damn.
Absolutely.
I knew that would hit her specifically.
Daniel's a gamer because he can push buttons. I mean,
there you go.
Oh my god!
It's really the little brother that does it. The little brother part of me.
Anywho, I like this episode. In a way, I feel like you could tell that they didn't want to do this purely because of like what happens with Bane. Because like Batman could have defeated him another way, or they could have made it into a two-parter thing. But instead, they're like, no, he's gonna go overdose, have this big bug-eyed scream, and it's funny, it's great, I love it, I give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm also giving it a thumbs up. I think I mentioned before, this Bane is incredible. I love him. I mean, I do love Tom Hardy's Bane as well, but that's different. But when it comes to this Bane is in my existence, so I love this episode. A thumbs up for me. I do have an interesting fact for this one here. The Freak, the second and final appearance of Candace, Rupert Thorne's assistant. This is it. She's done after this. We need a Candace spinoff show.
Why?
No, she's dead. Batman left her to die.
I said
even if she lived, she's definitely fired.
Oh, 100%.
There's no way she's still working for Thorne.
Yeah, so we need that a spin-off show, right? Where she gathers her things and becomes like a, I don't know.
Finds Bane again so he can split her in two, but in a sexy way.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. What the hell?
The show's canceled. Get us out of here, bro.
I'll watch that on HBO. Oh no, it's called HBO Max now, right? It's not Max. It's HBO Max.
I don't know if it's officially. It's going to be soon. I don't know if they've already done it. The logo has. It doesn't matter. Get us out of here.
All right. Well, that was it for this episode. It was some thumbs down, some thumbs ups here, but hopefully next week will be a lot better. That was episode 6 through 10. But guys, Ray, where can they find you?
You can find me in the ocean, in the deep sea, with all the animals, and that's it. Goodbye.
What?
Like you had like a thing started, and I feel like you gave up at the end. You're like, I'll be in the ocean, in the deep sea, and brother, I don't know. Yeah, I don't do social media.
She had to go back to the ocean real quick.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Daniel, what about you, man? Do you? Oh no. Where can I find questions. You? Yeah. Where can I find you?
You can find me in the heart of all of the good-willed children, or on Blue Sky at DanielMCG.
All right.
Or you can follow my podcast, Ready Set Replay, on Spotify and YouTube. It's pretty good. I enjoy doing it.
Sounds good. And we know the J and DanielMCG. You gotta check out last week's episode because he said that name.
I don't even remember.
You did. Anthony, what about you, man? Do you where can they find you, man?
Your brain is so fried on trying to ask us interesting questions. You can find me at Anthony Lantern on pretty much all social media platforms. I am also on YouTube, Anthony Reviews, where Anthony Reviews. By the time this episode comes out, I will have a new video regarding the new Superman movie and some of its toys. Ooh. So feel free to check that out. I also have my own podcast called The Grud, available on Apple and Spotify and places like that, where we discuss new things that we've watched in movies and TV shows and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to hear my opinions on Mission Impossible and Thunderbolts and a couple other things, go check out our most recent episode.
Fantastic. And of course, you can follow this podcast where you're listening to on Spotify. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Apple Podcasts. You can also follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, at Brownboywonders Podcast, or BBW Podcast on X, whatever that is. Follow me there. I'm also, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but I think it's after the fact, but I'll be at Fan Days, so I don't know. The Fan Days already happened, but as soon as the episode's released, but if you see me there, say hi. Until then, see you guys, see you next time.